Oh shit.
All right, we are
Don't get caught
live.
standing on the red stuff.
Live. Let me check the audio. Hopefully, the game's back.
Good job, boys.
Loud. Say something.
Fuck.
Can you do me a solid? Can you tell me if the game actually has a audio playback?
Everybody.
Sound? Get it. I gotta see how to stop this.
Shit.
So turn media source down. I gotta add desktop audio back in again. Bro, I hate when this shit does that. I did. I muted it. Alright, so I added... I gotta remove this. Alright. Alright, say something. It's picking up my mic, but it's not picking up your mic. What the fuck, bro? It's the same layout. I haven't changed anything.
Hey, Wiz, come look at this. Can you hear me?
Say something, Takun. Hello, hello, hello. That's weird, bro.
Can you come to the kitchen real quick?
Yeah, give me a minute.
Never mind.
You know, it's just not picking up Discord. Yeah, let me close Discord and reopen it. What's good, everybody? And no, it's not always technical difficulties. Yeah, I'm gonna re-add it back now. Audio capture, desktop device. I'm just gonna say... Alright, say something?
Some.
Alright, there we go. You're there. Alright. I don't know, man. Discord screws up every time, bro.
You know, it's always something every single time.
No, we were good the last two times. The time that we did on my channel and the last one that we did here. There was no screw up, sir. You take that back.
Yeah. But it does seem my voice is a bit loud. Maybe I should turn down my gain.
I can always turn you down if you need to.
Yeah, just a bit.
Alright. What's good, Stank Mo?
Yeah, Stank Ma's a real one.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and retweet this out.
It's the unprofesh for us to always have a couple minutes of screwing around with the settings.
Yeah, they're saying you're like super loud. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit more. How do I sound, guys? Am I loud or is it just Takun? Where's Discord at? So I could just turn down his mic.
I think it's just me.
You are coming through a little loud on my end, but
Yeah. Hold on. I don't know. Is that better or worse?
Jesus. All right, guys. How's he sound now? I turned him down a lot. We should be good now. We could just go ahead and jump into it. Go ahead and do an introduction real quick. I gotta run to the kitchen.
Hot damn. Okay, so good morning. What is going on, everyone? This is Takun Hiwatari of the Final Dash podcast here today to talk about a lot of Nintendo things and some of the other stuff going on in the space of gaming. You guys have already heard me say the past couple podcasts, fall season is upon us, which is basically the gaming time of the year. So there's lots to go over. I guess I don't know, plug in my channel while we wait. Go ahead, check out Takun Hiwatari on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. If you want to see me post memes on social media or attempts to be funny on YouTube. Yeah, that's always fun. And, oh!
Alright, I'm back. I'm back. And I've got a bag of chips.
Cloud says I'm all that and a bag of chips.
Alright, okay. So, welcome back to episode 15 of Final Dash Podcast. There's been a lot of stuff that's been going on in the gaming community. Things with Steve, Ghost of Tsushima, Switch Pro. You need to turn up just a little, and I'm good. I don't need to turn up anything. I'm at my max volume unless I start screaming into my mic.
Unless you unleash the Yellow Hulk.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing any of that.
No. This is the chill podcast, man. We don't do that here.
Nope, none of that. Yeah, man. So what have you been up to, bro?
Me, since the last podcast, I had beat, what was that game? Monster Hunter Stories. Put like over 50 hours into it in the span of a couple days. Beat the game, and I stopped myself from going too crazy with it. I know Monster Hunter Stories 2 is around the corner. Definitely check out the game if you haven't already. Don't sleep on it like I did. I did it for way too long. The game's really good. If you're like me, you're burnt out from Pokemon because they refuse to do anything new, definitely venture out into that game. And other than that, been getting back into Monster Hunter World Iceborne since the Palace update. And then dabbling with Astral Chain and Genshin Impact. Yeah.
So we could jump into that part real quick. So you just started playing Genshin Impact. I've been playing it for a little bit. It was something I was looking forward to. So go ahead and tell us your impressions real quick of what you think about it.
I didn't get to play too much. I just got to like the first town and fought the first dragon thing. But from what I played so far, it is pretty good. Pretty good. Just from my first impressions, I honestly think it has the potential to be better than Breath of the Wild. As weird as that sounds, like a lot of people are poking fun at it for being a Breath of the Wild clone, but I mean, in a lot of aspects, yes, but it's doing a lot of its own things, and yeah, I think.
Did you
if
fight?
I get around to beating it at the end of the day, it could be better.
Did you end up fighting any of the goblins that literally look like goblins from Breath of the Wild?
Yes. I did fight several groups of those. Like I said, it definitely took a lot from Breath of the Wild, but you know, like I said, also doing a lot of its own thing. So it's good. I enjoy it, and you know, I'm kind of glad that PlayStation owners get to experience something like that. And I don't know if I'm going to start over when it comes to Switch. Probably not. But yeah, the only thing that really bothers me, I know it's a free-to-play game, but for single-player games, I hate having to be connected online. Like, whenever I mean, it's smooth for the most part, but you still get those little stutters here and there, or like
Yep.
slowdowns. Yeah, not a fan of that in my freaking single player games. But I mean, it's a free to play game, is what it is. And yeah, since it's free to play, you guys definitely should give it a shot.
So I ended up getting the pre-order. I pre-ordered the starter pack. I have no idea what comes with it. I'll find out eventually. But at first I was the one that was defending it, saying that it's nothing like Breath of the Wild because it's an cartoon cell shading, and I'm like, how many art anime cell shaded games came out before Breath of the Wild? The Tales games have been doing that for a long fucking time. You had Nino Kuni that did that, like, so I was like, it's just an anime style game in an open world. Like, it's been done before, but the more I started playing it, I was like, oh, okay, I see. But that's just the opening part. And then when you finally get to the city, it's like, okay, it's like a JRPG MMO all over again. So it literally like does a little bit and then it goes into its own identity. And I like the fact that you could switch between different characters. Each character has their own thing. The art style is really good. The graphics is pretty good. The exploration is pretty good. And they tried. You could tell, other than like the goblins, there's a part where you walk up to this lady and you can cook your own food, kind of like Breath of the Wild. It's like, oh my god, man, I can't defend you anymore. Stop.
No, it is okay. Everything's really good. I mean, yeah, it has cooking like Breath of the Wild, but like you actually select the recipe and then throw your ingredients in. Whereas Breath of the Wild, you threw them in and you hoped for the best. You kind of had to like go online if you wanted to figure out specific recipes. So I mean, it's I would definitely say the same skeleton, the same foundation for both of them, but it looks like Genshin Impact has a bit more structure to it. And like I said, I only played for maybe like hour, 2 hours, but I can already tell it's going to be way more story focused than Breath of the Wild ever was.
Yeah. So that's also something that as much as people don't want to hear this, the story to Breath of the Wild, I'm not a fan of. I think it sucked. I morely played the game, and I didn't like the way Zelda was going with it. She was making this about me. She was kind of like the rich girl that was like, why not me? Why not me? That's basically what I got from the story, and I was not interested. This already has a compelling story, and it's in so-called online type of game. You can play with your friends. I don't like the fact that you have to be connected to the internet, but it looks really good. I actually like the gameplay. And I feel like it's going to have a lot more stuff to deal with. It's going to have a lot more stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely good, and actually,
And it actually has dungeons.
yeah, there was. I mean, granted, it wasn't too far into the game, but like you don't even have the shop open to you at the beginning because it's a free-to-play game, so they have to have like shops and microtransactions and stuff. But I didn't even unlock that until I got to. Again, it was an early part in the story, but it's not like it was bombarded to me out the gate. It was definitely focused on, hey, here's the game, here's how to play, here's what to do first, and then once I unlocked a few more features, then it was like, okay, now you can access the shop.
Yeah.
So even though it is a free-to-play game, so far from what I played, it didn't really feel like one other than I was constantly connected to their server. But yeah, the game is a lot better than I thought it'd be. Like I've never seen a free-to-play game quite on this caliber, if I'm being honest.
Yep. It kind of makes you wonder, like, where's the back end? I'm pretty sure there's probably quick in-game purchases, but I've yet to see them yet.
No, you actually have to open the menu and access the store, which I'm only at the start, but not necessary so far.
Yeah.
Maybe later down the line. I think it's mostly for like different playable characters, and I don't know if they have any like aesthetics and gear. But yeah, there's also like login bonuses. There's achievements in the game that's separate from the trophies, and the achievements you get little rewards whenever you get one of those. So it's definitely good. It's definitely good. It's constantly rewarding you. I'm gonna play more of it for sure, but I'm trying to figure out the order in which I'm gonna beat my games first. So yeah, but I'll get back on that. Maybe Cloud and I will have a multiplayer night with that for sure.
Yeah, probably live streaming on the main channel, or here. We never know. But in the background, if anyone's asking, that is Monster Hunter Worlds. Right now, fighting Brachydios. The color, yeah, yeah. If the color is a little off, it's because I recorded this in HDR, and Streamlabs doesn't allow HDR video playback. So hey, what can I do, right? But going forward, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit remastered coming to the Switch. I wish this was Need for Speed Underground. But hey, it's a Need for Speed game. I've been looking for one for a while, and EA is going to look stupid when this game sells like hotcakes, because it will. People's been asking for a Need for Speed game. We've had crappy race car games that just absolutely sucked, and then we've had other ones that were decent, but they're mostly the WRC rally games. And then we had that really, really good one from Grid, but you didn't have like the customization. It wasn't really like street racing and stuff like that. So it's good to see that Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered is coming to the Switch. Again, I wish it was Underground or something else, but hey, at least they got it coming.
I bet you wish it was 60 frames per second too.
Yeah, it's from what I'm reading, it's 30. And
30 frames per second, 1080p docks, and 720p, and handheld. They also mentioned some other things. Let me pull up the article here. Okay, well, maybe I'm not. My brain's off today right now. I'm not gonna read through all this. But there is high resolution texture packs and longer draw distance, blah blah blah. I guess that's just with the remastered Need for Speed across the board here. So we'll see how that pans out on the Switch actually. If they actually have, I don't know if they're gonna have a texture pack, but
they could have did 60. They could have did 60 frames per second. Because I remember a while back. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. The PSP, not the Vita, had Need for Speed games that were running at 60 FPS. Yeah, so
we know the Switch is really the spiritual successor to the Vita.
Yeah, so it should. Actually, well, the Vita. I think which Need for Speed did the Vita get? I know I got that one, but it was.
That's a damn good question.
I know that one was not 60 FPS, and it was missing a crap ton of textures. Actually, no. There was a site that did a breakdown, and it was like 1-to-1. It was just lower textures.
Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, kudos to that. It comes out November 13th. I'll be scooping it up because I like racing games.
Yep. Cloud's a slut for racing games. That's one of the things not a lot of people know about him on here for some reason, but
yeah,
that's what it is. That's why Cloud's so upset. Like he's tried every single racing game on the Switch.
Oh, I have every racing game available on the Switch I own.
Yep. He was trying to get me into what was the one you were talking about, Grid Autosport?
Yep.
But at the time, it did not have multiplayer. It does now. It got an update for it. But
Yep.
at the time, it didn't have it, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna get it. Like, I'm not playing single player racing game.
Yeah. And for next hot topic, I'm gonna let you run this one. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity developers are immensely pleased. Let me look at the title.
The game didn't get leaked. Then the developers are really happy about that, which is pretty rare nowadays with the information on the internet, and basically everything gets leaked. Oh, Snake Moss says he would have liked any Mario Kart. You're getting Mario Kart Live, bro. Like, what?
That, you see...
What more could you want? What more could you want?
You see, here's my thing with that is, like, I play Mario Kart games on the go. I play Mario Kart games on the go, bro. This is terrible. Why? Because I cannot play. Imagine me at the airport whipping out a freaking cart, setting up tracks in the airport, bro. Like, come on, man.
That'd be fun though. Then you have the obstacle of avoiding people stepping on your RC car.
Bro, people would look at me as if there was a problem, if I had a problem, man.
Bro, you wouldn't want to do the RC racing with your kids in the freaking food court on the airport? Come on, man. Come on, man. No, I get it though. It's been, for those of us that have had a Wii U, like me and Cloud, it's been like 6 years since the last Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. I guess for people that skipped the Wii U, Mario Kart 8's still pretty fresh. It was one of the games that came out like a month or two after the launch of the Switch, like what, I guess 3 years ago now. So, yeah, we'll see how Nintendo feels about actually making the next Mario Kart. I don't think it's on their priority list again with Mario Kart Live, and then they have Mario Kart Tour on cell phones. Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath waiting on that one. But,
Yeah.
Right, real quick. Yeah, the developers just real happy to get leaked. There's some other things we talked about there, like Nintendo actually approached the Warriors development team to make the game, and then they worked very closely, obviously, with the devs to make sure that they got the characters and the story right, because this one is very story focused, takes place 100 years before Breath of the Wild, when basically everything hits the fan. So that was cool. That was an interesting read. Not too much else to say about that, unless you have something to add.
Nope. Just finishing up that Ghost of Tsushima trailer.
Oh, it's fire, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So they've added. So for those that are love the game, Ghost of Tsushima is one of my favorite game. They have Legends coming out. They have 4-player, 2-player story. They have new game plus 4 unique They have new classes of different type of samurais for multiplayer. This looks like something that it's crazy because people are waiting for a multiplayer from The Last of Us, and while they wait, Sucker Punch literally went to Japan. They went to Tsushima. They created this game. They sat down with different Japanese artists. They went and got styles. They did everything that they could possibly do, and available October 16th. As a matter of fact, October 16th, that week is a really good week for me because I get my Oculus Quest 2, and I'm going to get that. And I'm also getting 2 new reticulated Hillstream loaches from my aquarium. That's a really good week for me, man. Yeah. That multiplayer is going to be fire, and I'll be going back and forth. I'm also going to be doing a review of the Oculus Quest 2, and I also picked up the extended battery pack Elite strap for the back of my head. So that's going to be a really good week. But this came out of nowhere. This is how you do it. You don't lead up with anticipation.
Kind of cut off there.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Hello? Takun? Don't tell me. Hold on. It says everything's good. Let me leave his room and come back. Hold up. Can you hear me now? Yo. Yeah, so it's Takun's internet. Yeah, so this is how you do, like, let me text him and tell him to leave and come back. Leave.
I left.
Okay, all right. You're back?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So this is how you do it. Like, you have anticipate. You just basically what's the phrase? You basically don't push too much. You don't sell yourself like crazy, and then out of the woodwork you get this. This came out of nowhere. You didn't overpromise. You just basically went out there, and the game is now here. The multiplayer is now here. The game is still selling exceptionally well. The art style is amazing. The HDR is fantastic. On this 8K TV, it looks ridiculous. Well, never mind. I didn't say what I had, but it looks absolutely stunning, and I'm actually super excited for the multiplayer. I know you got the game, so
yeah.
What do you think?
I think the game is fire. I haven't been playing as much of it as I should have because I got caught up in like some of the other games. But I mean, now that I know multiplayer is on the way, I'm gonna try to bum rush through that game before the update drops. Like it's good. I don't have anything bad to say about the game. Like literally nothing. The
Yeah.
game is absolutely phenomenal. Even without this update, it is 100% a game of the year contender. And honestly, I don't even see another game winning game of the year, in my opinion. Like if this game doesn't get it, I don't know what's going on with the gaming community. But yeah, just based on the single player alone, the sheer amount of gameplay and content and like all the different things you can do, different builds you can make, different upgrades, everything, just everything is top notch.
Yep.
Yeah, the story is phenomenal so far, and the side stories don't even feel like side stories. They actually feel like they're built into the main. It's
That's
everything about the game is absolutely phenomenal. And then this getting a two-player co-op story, getting four-player co-op online, this is just cherry on the cake. Like this is going from like game of the year status to like literally one of the greatest games of all time, in my opinion.
nah, I definitely agree. It's again, they came out of nowhere. They did their research, and on top of that, not only is did they do well, but Japan actually loved the game. Japan was like, "This is awesome. I like this." You know, they said that they had the depiction of Japan done really done well. The only thing that they had to say was that they picked an ugly man to play Jin Sakai.
Not everyone has to be a pretty boy. I mean, if Japan, if they wanted to, like some of them said, like they love the game, but like there's things they could nitpick. Like some of the things, as far as like time period, some of the technology is a little bit inaccurate, and um, they said some of the dialect, not so much the accents in the Japanese, were a little off because I don't think anyone doing the voice acting was actually Japanese. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah,
uh,
they,
the
they
main
just they just said some of the writing was a little like weird as far as like the grammar and dialect. It wasn't like all of it, but I mean overall, yeah, they love the game and it's they believe a very accurate representation of kind of historical Japan. Again, with just a few little nitpicking here and there, but hey, that the game is absolutely phenomenal. If you can afford to go out and buy it, if you have the time, go play it. I cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah, definitely go check it out. It's a must have. I got the collector's edition. I went it. If you didn't see my unboxing, I actually whipped out the old Japanese skills. I even cosplayed and everything. And I actually went ahead and picked up hold on. Let me see if I can
Oh
do it real quick.
man, Cloud's going into full fanboy mode. Yeah, yeah. If you watch the unboxing video, you already know what it was. He wore the full blown samurai gi. He wore a wig, pulled out his sword and everything. If he was a real samurai master, he would have cut open the box flawlessly with the sword. But he didn't, so that's how you know he's a fraud.
So he says. So he says. But hold up. Let's see if he'll pick this up. But as you go on to the next topic, real quick, I'm gonna try to like see if I could pull this camera up out of nowhere.
Well,
Yeah, hey, check me out, guys. I actually got this for the rest of my cosplay,
oh
but
my
it came
goodness.
super late. You're probably not gonna see it till later. But yeah, man, this is your boy. I was actually gonna wear the wig, and I was gonna have this on. I even have a different colored one. I actually cut my grass in this, and the neighbor sees me, and I'll just like greet him in Japanese, like like everything's all good. But I always got to do a little something different. But yeah, I'm gonna take that off now.
Yeah. Please take that off.
I always
Oh
I
man.
always got to go a little different. You got to be a little different at times. You can't be the same old same, man.
True, true. Your thumbnail definitely stood out amongst all the other Ghost of Tsushima unboxings.
And the sad part is I still didn't get that much views. It's like when you try, and the thing is, I wasn't even trying for views. That's just me. Like I love the culture so much. Like Like, dude, I
Mhm.
actually have like a family crest. Like, that's not for like YouTube or anything like that. I actually have a family tradition, family passed down katana. You know that I will never show on camera because it's not for YouTube. It's my personal thing. So I just love the culture, bro. I already
That's
talked.
dope.
Yeah, me and my wife, man. Like, we said, once the kids are like the last one is 18, we're gonna go spend some time in Japan. Maybe like a good 2 to 3 years. Just have our house locked up or just have the kids live here. Whatever.
Shit, I'm about that life.
Yeah. But as for the next juicy topic, who's excited for your boy Steve?
Oh
So,
man. Oh man. Steve. Oh, that was okay. So, for those of you who don't know, Steve was announced on my birthday, and I don't know why Nintendo felt the
so
need
so
to
it's your
wake me
fault.
up at 6 in the morning, 6 a.m. to watch that nonsense.
So it's
Oh man.
your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault. It is my fault. They're like, you know what? Takun, that guy is literally hitting senior citizen status right now. Let's hit him with something he never asked for. He never wanted. This is a young person's character. Yeah, I never even played Minecraft a day in my life. Never.
Yeah.
So there was literally no character that was as unhype as Steve was for me.
Stank Mouse said Steve is gonna be your main.
Nah, I'm not. I don't mean cancer. But apparently this has been in the talks for quite a while. A former Mojang, however you pronounce it, former Mojang business dev says that Steve was in the talks of being in Minecraft for about 5 years now. So if we go back 5 years, that was the Wii U Smash 4 days. So they've been trying to make it happen for quite a while. I mean, I get it. Smash is kind of turning into a popularity contest at this point. Um, Steve is huge. Minecraft's huge. Maybe not so much Steve himself. Just the fact that he represents Minecraft, and Minecraft's one of the biggest games of all time. But still, the fact they made him an entire character, I feel like he should have been maybe an assist trophy, maybe a me costume, but a full blown character, bro. So disappointing. On my own birthday, you can watch my reaction video to that. To bring up an old friend of ours, Shokyo has been getting a lot of attention for his reaction to Steve.
He's
A
not a real. He's
lot
he's
of
not a
attention.
real. He's not a real Nintendo fan. You didn't know that?
Ah, dude, I can pull it up right now. Shokyo's got over 2,200 hours in Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like,
But
it's
but
actually nuts.
people hate him because
Oh yeah.
that was one of the reasons
Oh yeah.
we got kicked out of End Up Nation because we kept it real.
People hate Shokyo right now. Inferno Omni and Maximilian Dude both did videos on Shokyo, and those videos have like hundreds of thousands of views. So then people started flooding Shokyo's page, just blowing him up with hate. Like, bro, it's actually nuts. Yeah, I'm not excited for it. Very disappointing. Can't believe I woke up early on my own birthday, especially after it was my old man birthday, so it feels really bad. What are your thoughts about that?
I don't know. Well, there's a few takes, and one of the major topics that we should talk about, and I'm actually after this we're gonna go live on my channel to talk about it in depth a little bit more, is this partnership with Microsoft to attack PlayStation.
Mm, okay.
I feel like there's a little bit more to like this whole Steve thing. I feel that Microsoft is going to try to do everything to make in the public eye that everyone is getting something from the major developers out there except PlayStation. Because this was in the talks for a long time. But it came out after buying the Bethesda. It came out after all of the great information about the Series X getting loved by backwards compatibility. All of that jazz. And I
The
feel
timing, yeah.
yeah, and I feel like it's because Microsoft is trying to paint this narrative that they are the best at gaming. And there's this I feel like down the line there's gonna be games that's gonna come out for PlayStation, for Xbox, and Nintendo and PC, not PlayStation. And
Yeah,
I see where they're going with this partnership. I feel like the next Starfire game is going. They're gonna crunch it. They're either gonna release Game Pass or release cloud gaming on the Switch to get that there, and no possibility to get it on the PlayStation 5.
at this point, now that you mention it, at this point in the, I guess, console war, we're seeing a lot of this. Like, look at Genshin Impact. It's on mobile, PC, it's on PlayStation, it's coming to the Switch, it's not coming to Xbox. And then you got the flip side of the coin. You have stuff like Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori 2 on Xbox, PC, and Switch. So it kind of seems like both sides are just like, this is on everything except your system, and kind of low key the Switch is winning right now since it's still getting a lot of those games.
Yep.
But yeah, Sony and Microsoft just going at each other. This game will be available on literally everything except your platform. So it's kind of this real passive aggressive way of doing a console war, in my opinion. And it's interesting to see it play out like this. I don't know how long this is going to last, or if this is going to get even bigger. Cloud definitely brought up a good point about how Nintendo and Microsoft are getting obviously pretty close lately. With, I mean, we think about it: Banjo and Smash, Minecraft, Steve in Smash, Ori, and both the Ori games on the Switch. How Cuphead and Super Lucky's Tale came out on the Switch like a year, 2 years before it came out on PlayStation. Like, they're not playing too nice with Sony right now. And what else was I going to say? Oh yeah. The timing of announcing Steve and Minecraft. Remember a couple months ago, Phil Spencer said that Microsoft was going to have some announcements that was going to shake the industry. What did we get? We got the Bethesda announcement. We got Minecraft Steve. And I don't think they're done yet. I think they have a few more like big moves that they're going to announce here within the near future, especially, you know, now that we're in fall, coming up on winter, we got the Game Awards and stuff coming up. They got some more tricks up their sleeve. I bet anything on that.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that. And I don't know, man. Like, I feel like they're trying to do everything in their power to try to create this narrative that they are the gaming company. You know, like everywhere you look, there is a YouTuber showing off the Series X. Load times, backwards compatibility. Everywhere you fucking look, it is there. My apologies for cursing. I'm sorry. But everywhere you look, it's there, bro, and it's people like Unbox Therapy, your average consumer. You know, you're looking at what's it? Not Corey Kenshin. What is it? Kenson, the guy, the dude that always does like Switch stuff. There's everybody that's playing this thing. Big YouTubers that's like covering this, and then you look at like, where is PlayStation? Where is the YouTubers that's talking or showing the PlayStation? Where is Sony's thing about the teardown? Where is Sony's like Digital Foundry? Like, I don't want Digital Foundry to deal with anything of that. If anything, if Sony ever listens to me, don't give Digital Foundry anything. They're working directly for Microsoft. They're every chance they get, they will shame Microsoft.
Oh man.
They will go through the ends of the earth to say that the PlayStation game doesn't have something. When the Series X games don't have something, they completely avoid it. They don't say anything about it. Don't give them anything. Nothing. Don't give them anything. But that's just my thing. Like, I feel like, where is PlayStation with their stuff? You know, and I'll say one last thing before you touch anything on this, before we go to the next topic, is this whole narrative of it's okay. Let Microsoft buy those studios. It's okay. We got exclusive deals, bro. Having
it's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same, right? You literally say, "Oh, we've got Deathloop. We've got Ghostwire Tokyo." yeah, we've got those games for this generation. They're not going to be on anything else but PC. But now Bethesda is owned by Microsoft. All the money you paid in royalties to have this game exclusive for this generation. And who's to say that they won't change that later on? They own it. They can say they can
Oh
do
yeah.
whatever they want. So
Look about it. Look at it like this. Think about how Street Fighter V is a PlayStation exclusive. It's on PC too. PlayStation exclusive. You think Street Fighter 6 is going to stay on one console?
nope.
I highly doubt it. And especially since we think about Street Fighter V had a lot of controversy at launch. A lot of people didn't like it. Basically, most of the roster is DLC. So, yeah, just think about some of the games that are exclusive to PlayStation this generation, and then next generation is a whole new ball game. Everything kind of like starts over.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it was good for what? When did that come out? 2015, 2016, Street Fighter V. Yeah, so you get to hold on to it for 5 years, but that's not the same as owning the IP.
Yep.
Take any PlayStation exclusive and think to yourself, okay, what if like God of War came out 2017?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 2018. Yeah. What if in 2023 it was like, oh, God of War, it's open now, it's on everything.
Yeah. So owning
Not the same.
owning the IP is a different take. I don't know. And then they do things like this. I don't know if anyone noticed, but today is the 5th. Yesterday, Japan actually got hands-on with the PS5, and it's all in Japanese. And then professional like sites and stuff like that have that. Your number one market, U.S., Europe. We literally have those markets like locked. Your number one markets. No YouTuber has these things because you want everything to be in control. Microsoft literally just said, hey, here's a Series X. Do not show the user interface. Do not do this. Do not do that. If you do this, we will sue you. Do not even show off the internal storage. Don't show nothing. That's all you need to do. And any big YouTuber that's like, oh, I'm going to take the chance, I'm big, sue the living crap out of them.
Yeah.
Like, you, dude, like I as much as I know is like the little bit part, what I'd say like 10% of the language in Japanese, probably 5%, right? I'm not gonna go sit there and watch like a Japanese YouTuber about a system that I'm heavily interested in.
Why not, bro?
No. No.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think I would just want to end this topic here, since we're going to talk more on your channel about it afterwards, post podcast. But yeah, there's a lot that could be said about this, but we'll go ahead and move it on. So what's another good topic? Hades. Let's bring it back to some real good games. Hades is out now. It's got version update 1.0 on the Switch, fixes some bugs and everything. And a lot of people, I haven't bought it or played it yet, but a lot of people say this game is insanely good. Some people are putting it as a Game of the Year contender. I don't think it'll make it up there when it comes to time for actually handing out the Game of the Year awards. But from everything, I've seen a good amount of videos on it at this point. The game looks amazing. The gameplay, the art style, the voice acting, the sheer amount of like upgrades and everything you can do, and the fact that the dungeons are randomly generated, so every playthrough is different. I don't know. It just looks top notch, man. Looks insanely dope.
Yeah, I actually have the game, and I like it. It runs really, really smooth. I don't know what this version update did. Will receive system update this morning. Developer is Supergiant Games. Updated game includes. Hold on, let me go to the actual title. I don't know exactly what it did, but the game ran perfectly fine to me. Supergiant Games, and it fixes, which can be found below. The game automatically update. You just need to highlight the game plus blah blah blah. Okay, fixes rare crashes. Provides several minor fixes and improvements. Okay, that's didn't really go into detail, but I didn't experience any issues with the game in general. Like, I actually like it. It's basically you just keep going over and over. You die, you start from the bottom and go back up. And but the thing is, you level up the things that make you better. Like for me, I'm the bow and arrow guy. I don't know why it's cheesy, but I can fight from a distance. And that triangle, well, not triangle, Y button, the X button, like for your bow and arrow, is definitely like legit. And I hope they never nerf it. I shouldn't have said that on camera, but
Nah, I doubt it, man. I
yeah.
doubt it. I doubt that they'll do that. Yeah, everything about the game looks amazing. When you die, you start over. I mean, you still have all your upgrade and gear and all this other stuff. It just sets you back as far as, I guess, the story progression or whatever. And there is a mode. Okay, this is the game. There is a mode that's like God mode. So when you die, you get stronger. So if you don't want to be the badass hardcore person that's trying to speed run the game, not get hit, and do all the fancy stuff, you don't have to. They really designed this game to be really flexible. So no matter what your skill level or how you play, it's enjoyable. And I think that they took a lot into consideration with this game, and I'm definitely gonna have to scoop it up and play it at some point. But so much on my plate already, so many other games I need to beat, and then Monster Hunter pulled me back in with the Fatalis. So
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. I'd have to personally play it before I can say it's up there, game of the year. But nothing about the game looks bad, really.
Yeah. So really juicy stuff before we get close is rumor has it that Switch games unlock frame rate due to Switch Pro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I'm actually on the article now. They didn't say specifically what games are now unlocked, but this is a rumor that Twitch user Dust Golem, aka Aztec Gamer One, or Aesthetic Gamer One, has stated that not only do the games on the Switch promo rooms indeed are true, but new models will have an easy performance mode boost on it. They say that they say that recently Nintendo Switch games have been unlocked frame rates due to the next console ability to increase its performance with titles. FCC Tech says this particular Twitter user has been correct in the past when it comes to rumors, and you see Dusk's tweet previously below. So yeah, this guy has basically said a bunch of things that have come true. We'll see how that holds up, but Nintendo wouldn't release. Nintendo's a very slick company. They're not gonna release patches that removes like frame rate locks unless they got something coming.
Yeah, in some ways, Nintendo's slick. I'll give you that. But something I want to point out. It seems like every time we do one of these podcasts, we're just trickling. We're getting another piece of the puzzle here, right? Another piece of the Switch Pro rumor. Basically, we've already gone through several in the past. How they're going to make Joy-Cons that don't hook up to your Switch. And there's another thing I don't remember off the top of my head. We talked about several rumors like this over the past few podcasts, and then this is the current rumor, is that we're getting unlocked frame rates on games because the Switch Pro is going to give them a noticeable boost in performance. And to see all these things kind of fall in place, it's really starting to get out of the rumor territory for me. If it was just one or two of these things, I'd be like, maybe that's a coincidence. But like the fact that all these things are happening, like they all add up. They all point towards a Switch Pro. And like I've stated several times in the past, it's like we got PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Is that what it is? Xbox Series? Yeah, Xbox Series X coming out. I always got to check myself on the name. And coming out this fall. Yeah, like literally a month from now, those new systems are dropping. Nintendo can't be left in the dust. Mm-hmm. I still think that the Switch, as it stands right now, will do okay and sell well. But just the excitement for next generation, because it's been 7 years, is going to be too strong. I feel like a lot of people are going to end up dropping the Switch when the new systems come out. So
yeah,
they're trying to stay in the game.
these devs, and you think they won't, like as much as they love their dollar, but if it comes to a point, what do we always say about developers? Developers are lazy. They don't want to spend a lot of
Mm-hmm.
time, especially if they have to do re-engine the game. um no developer wants to do a re-engine of a game just to get their dollar, because that's a lot of work that they have to do. There's a lot of unnecessary things that they have to do to help get their dollar up. That's terrible for them. With these new systems out, and I get it, for the next 2 years, right, you're gonna see games show up on both these high-end platforms on their lower end counterparts. Until after that, everything is either PS5 only, then Series X only, right? So we're gonna see those. It's gonna take some time. When that happens, what is it? 1.6 teraflops. What does the Switch have? Like 1.4. What is it?
Who even knows, and who even cares? If you're like me, if you're a Nintendo fan, you play on the Switch, you obviously don't care too much for horsepower or
You
graphics.
don't. You don't. But when you look at that
Until it
gap,
starts affecting the games that come out.
yeah,
I think what Nintendo's doing here, we remember, let's rewind it all the way back to the Wii 360 and PS3 days. Yes, technically the Wii outsold the other two, but it was not getting the same games PS3 and 360 were getting, and I think Nintendo wants to avoid that situation, like basically that exact same situation, because the Switch is selling insanely well, but maybe they have like the PTSD flashbacks, insert memes here, of this system selling really good, is less powerful hardware, and all of a sudden we're not getting third party support. They don't want that to be a repeat. Because as it stands right now, even though the Switch is not getting all the third party support, it is getting way more than any previous Nintendo system that was not like NES or SNES. And they want to hold on to that for sure. Uh, the platform holders makes money off of software sales, so I'm sure they're making really good money on the Switch just on that alone. Then obviously, the Switch is selling. They don't want that flow of money to stop. Now that Nintendo knows what it's like to get sales from third-party support, they're not going to let that go. They
yep.
won't.
And again, as much as we don't care about that teraflops, when you're at one and the competition's in the double digits in T flops, yeah, no, you don't want to be that company. Then you only have 4 gigs of RAM. You don't really have the ability to run shit, regardless of how much you tear it down. These new engines, Unreal Engine, bro, we still like mobile phones. Well, before it was ripped away, mobile phones were running Fortnite at 60 FPS. The Switch was not.
True.
So
Yeah.
you gotta change. You gotta change it up. And then there's reasons why like PUBG is not on the Switch. It just can't handle it.
Yeah. You think about it, back in those days, in the Wii 360 and PS3 days, if a developer were to put a game on the Switch and on 360 PS3, you basically had to have two development teams. You're basically developing two different games. Like it wasn't the same. You basically had one team for the 360 and PS3, and then one team doing the Wii version. Um, Developers definitely nowadays, I would say, do not want to do that. They have a hard time developing one game.
Yep.
They really do. So, yeah, Nintendo, like I said, doing everything in their power to make sure that doesn't happen. So, at this point, I would definitely keep your eye out for a Switch Pro next year. I don't think they can wait too much longer than that.
That's a fact. I don't think they want to wait that much longer. I don't think they can.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely can't. So that's that. We'll probably have more talk on that on DC's channel once this one's over. But moving on, moving on. So, speaking of Nintendo, we got Joy-Con drift lawsuit. Now, I don't know if this is a rumor anymore, if Nintendo directly came out and said this, but apparently in the Joy-Con lawsuit, where people are saying that the drifts basically make the Switch unplayable, and I had Joy-Con drift, I know what that's like, and yes, a lot of games are very unplayable with Joy-Con drift, depending on how bad it is. Nintendo came out and said, nah, it's not a problem. It hasn't caused anyone inconvenience. I'm like, that's definitely a lie. if it didn't cause anyone inconvenience, if it wasn't a problem, you would not be offering free fixes for the Joy-Con,
That's a
right?
fact.
Right? If it wasn't a problem. I went out and I fixed my own. I think I bought the parts for like $17. Came with the full kit, the tools you needed, and then of course replace some Joy-Cons. I had to replace both of them. I had to replace the joysticks in the left and the right. The right one was my fault. I accidentally got the switch, fucked up that. But the left one was pure drift. I haven't had problems since, but yeah, yeah. A lot of people are upset that Nintendo feels this way and that they're taking this stance in the courtroom, but completely doing something else in the real world.
Yeah, so they're saying to clear this up, they're still fixing Joy-Con drift. What they're saying is it doesn't take away your ability to enjoy the game, which is total shenanigans. You know, it's like I don't know, like a really good saying.
Mommy wants you to taste it if it's good or bad.
I'm not tasting that. I don't. Yeah, it's kind of. I don't know a good phrase or like a good analogy for that. But literally, what they're saying is, it's not a problem. You can still play the game. It doesn't affect how you play. But yeah, we're still gonna fix it anyways. Like no, that's like saying you don't. That's like saying you're. That's like admitting. That's like knowing that your girlfriend cheats. She's gonna say that she's gonna fix it, and then she says she doesn't cheat.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
quite the analogy, but yeah, I could agree.
Yeah.
I don't think there's too much else to say about that. Nintendo lawyers are insanely good, so I don't know how this is actually going to play out in the courtroom. Nintendo usually wins these things. Actually, I don't have the article for it right now. Nintendo got someone thrown in jail for hacking the Switch.
Yeah.
And ironically, the guy's last name was Bowser.
Oh, that's
joke-
funny.
The jokes write themselves. I swear, you can't even make some of this up, man. You can't even do it. Yeah, that was just a fun fact to throw out there. So, I guess moving on real quick, we'll just blow through these topics since I know Cloud's not a Pokemon nerd like I am.
Oh wait, did you cover the God of War dev now joined Retro?
I gotta say something spicy at the end, bro.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So, Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Crown Tundra DLC comes out on October 22nd. So we're just a few weeks away from getting the last bit of the Sword and Shield DLC. Hopefully it's good. I don't know if you guys have purchased the DLC pack yet like I did, but I played through the DLC on Shield and it was, at the moment, it is highly disappointing. Very, very disappointing. So I'm really counting on Crown Tundra to make this game enjoyable. Make Pokemon great again, please. Pokemon's just, they've been asleep at the wheel for several generations now. I'd say since the 3DS days. Like after the DS era, Pokemon's been on this real downward spiral for me, and fingers crossed that the Crown Tundra can bring back some of that magic. I doubt it, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. My hopes and expectations are actually low. I did watch the trailer that they had, and the sheer audacity of these people to be like, oh, we got new Pokemon. And literally, as the guy is saying that, it's a Nidoking on the screen. Like, bro, that's been there since day one. Like, that is the first there's nothing new about this guy. But whatever, I guess returning Pokemon are now new. Yeah, I think it's a bunch of BS. But anyways, moving on. Pokemon Home is going to link up to Pokemon Go later this year, so you can directly transfer your Pokemon from Go to Home. You won't be able to transfer them back, but then you can get your Go Pokemon on your Sword and Shield and all that. And then finally, we got some leaks about the details for Pokemon Unite. I know you guys already forgot about it, because let's be honest, I did too. The Pokemon Unite game, that's the MOBA Pokemon, the League of Legends like game.
I was actually looking for that. I completely forgot about it because they haven't said anything, but I'm actually looking forward to playing that.
Yeah. It's not like the game looks bad or anything. It's just Pokemon's doing everything to make money except make a good mainstream Pokemon, like mainline Pokemon game. It bothers me a bit, but whatever. I don't want to get into all the details of Pokemon Unite. It was just specific details on like which Pokemon are going to have which play style. You know, at what level is your Pokemon going to evolve? If it's capable of evolving, you know, the items that spawn on the map. So if you are curious about those specific details, I'll send the article over to Cloud Leave, and then he'll leave the link in the description specifically for that. I didn't want to bore anyone with those kind of details. See if Cloud has anything to say about any of the Pokemon news I just went through.
Nope. Only one is Unite. I actually want to play that. It's not something that I'll play a lot, but I'll play it. You know, I miss playing games that are like StarCraft. I don't know, man. Real-time strategy games. I don't know what this has to do with it, but it just gives me like top-down like vibes to play something like that. So I don't know, but we'll see.
I mean, it'll be fun. At the very least, Cloud and I will do a few multiplayer games that maybe we'll have a joint review on the channel. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know how serious I would want to get into that. It's kind of MOBAs are kind of hit or miss for me. Let's see. I guess now we can go on to the other juicy story. Normally we save all of them for the end, but here we have a God of War developer has joined Retro Studios and is now working on Metroid Prime 4. So Retro Studios getting a lot of big name people in on
Yep.
the Metroid Prime 4 project. Even though we're not seeing this game probably for the next 2 to 3 years,
Probably
when it
more
does
than
come
that.
out, there's no doubt in my mind it's going to be phenomenal with all the talent that they have in there.
I don't think they want to screw this game up. And you know what I think? It may be a launch title for the Switch Pro.
Oh, I don't know, man. Switch Pro's got to come out like next year. I don't know if Metroid Prime 4 is going to make it, but if there is going to be a game that showcases what the Switch Pro is capable of, this would be it. I definitely think that. And for those that don't know, the developer that joined, I believe, is one that works on environments.
Yeah,
if
which is
you've
going to be good.
played- Yeah, if you've played the recent God of War, this is music to your ears. Hold on. I guess I don't have the article up right now. But yeah, it's one of the guys that works on the environments. So a lot of talent from a lot of different big name games working on this. And my expectations are through the roof at this point. If Metroid Prime 4 comes out and it's anything less than a 10 out of 10, it's going to be a problem, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna do well. You know, them getting the guys from Call of Duty. I know people are like, oh, I don't want Call of Duty style gunplay in the game, but like, if you know how to do first person shooters, why not incorporate things to get a larger audience? Like, I don't see the big deal with this. And then you got now the God of War. The environments in God of War games have been absolutely stunning, even down to the freaking Vita versions. I mean, the Vita versions, PSP versions of the game. Like, they've always been stunning. So having someone that does environments, it's going. Because remember, that's also another thing. Like, Metroid is a game that's you're in space, you're on different planets. So to have different aspects of those planets, oh man, I can't wait. It's gonna be good. I don't think it's gonna have a problem. I don't think it's gonna flop. I think it's gonna be really good. And Nintendo has the money to make this game. And most people are saying like, oh, they're gonna close down the studio. Like, they really need to stop saying that. Nintendo's not gonna close down Retro, and they're gonna do their thing, and the game's gonna come out. So what if it takes long? No one has that.
They'll never close down. I mean, I'm not gonna say never, but they're definitely not closing down Retro after this. Because think about it, Retro. I think their first project was Metroid Prime, the original one. They brought that series into 3D, and it was phenomenal. Everyone loved it, and there's no way that Retro is going to mess this up because all three of the Metroid Prime games are stellar, are amazing, and they know the expectations are astronomically high for 4. What I'm hoping, getting all this outside talent in on the game, the environmental guy from God of War, they had a Call of Duty dev come on too. I'm hoping this means a sick ass multiplayer. Like, what better way to get Metroid at the forefront of Nintendo franchises than to make it your your go-to shooter game on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now that area is pretty barren. I know that what was it? Rogue Company, is that what it's called? It went free to play. I think people are playing that right now. Basically, a lot of the shooters on the Switch are like kind of these like free to play stuff. There's not really a dedicated shooter on the Switch. And if Metroid Prime gets on there and it sells insanely well, everyone else is gonna be like, hey, we can put shooters on the Switch. People will play them. So yeah, that's really what I'm hoping on. Metroid used to be what Nintendo would consider one of their main franchises. It kind of fell out of that grace. I'm hoping this puts it back up there, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna go up there. It's gonna kill it. I don't know when it's gonna come out. To be honest, I'm being very mean by saying this. I hope it's a Switch Pro exclusive, so it takes full advantage of the Switch Pro itself. But Nintendo's not gonna do that.
If they did, I'm 100% with you. They wouldn't. But if they did, they would sell all the Switch Pros. All the Switch Pros. Historically speaking, Metroid hasn't been that good of a franchise as far as sales. But if this one comes out, knocks it out the park, and it has a multiplayer that knocks it out of the park, it will sell beyond everyone's expectations. 100%. Even if people just get on it for the multiplayer, yeah, it's going to sell millions upon millions for sure. If this game comes out, you can quote me, if it's 10 out of 10 single player and the multiplayer is at least 8 out of 10 or better, then this game is going to sell at least somewhere between 5 to 10 million. Probably more. I'll be generous. I'll be modest. My bad. I'll be modest. I'll give it 5 to 10 million. Probably more though.
I think it's gonna sell like 15, because I think Nintendo's gonna do it where it's the only game for a hot minute.
They might go that route, but I mean, regardless of whether or not it's going to be the only game they release for a hot minute, it will by far be the only really, I guess, worthwhile shooter on the Switch, if it has good multiplayer. Again, if it doesn't have good multiplayer, I think Nintendo's missing a huge opportunity. They're going to miss a lot of sales.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, man. But I think that is it for the topics. We're not missing anything. We went over kind of everything on the list. Nothing new. We even touched on the... we could touch on one thing. Have you seen how big the PlayStation 5 is?
Gigantic.
I think it's almost... I think it might be bigger than the original George Foreman grill PS4, PS5, PS3.
Bigger than the refrigerator PS3? Holy shit.
Yeah. But I'm hearing it's whisper quiet though, so man,
that's what I've been hearing as well. They definitely took a lot more time to focus on the heat sink and the fans and the cooling, the overheating, and making sure it's quiet, because we all know the infamous PS4 noises when it's trying to run something.
I keep telling y'all, it's the heat sink. It's not. They went cheap on the heatsink. I wouldn't say cheap. It was mass-produced heatsink. I'm telling you, after I changed the thermal paste on my vanilla PS4 here in the office, because it's the 20th, not the 20th, it's my very first PS4. It's actually the day one PS4 that I've had. I've also got a Pro in here. Ever since I done that, and I've even done it on my son's, I have not heard the fans kick off at all. It's the thermal paste that's actual trash, bro. I went ahead and put some Arctic Silver on it, and has not. And bro, it's crazy that it's that the thermal paste is a problem. When I took it apart, bro, like even the Pro, when I first got the Pro and I took the Pro apart, because I just did, because that's just what I do. The thermal paste wasn't even soft. It was like straight up like chips of paint. And once I've changed that to like, I've even left my Pro in my media center closed, and it's just got that one ventilation there. It's never kicked off. And I've opened it to do like standard like dust blowings and stuff like that, but it's the thermal paste.
Yeah, but it's not common knowledge, and then how many people are going to risk voiding their warranty.
You're right.
PS4, opening it up, changing thermal paste. That's it's nothing for you because you're a PC guy, right?
Yeah.
Not everyone's like that. People get consoles because they don't want the hassle of the complexities of building a PC. This, even though it's, I think very simple, but you know, some people think it is insanely complicated to build a PC and blah blah blah, whatever. we could have a whole podcast just on that, but I think we have reached the end here. Any final thoughts? Something you want to get off your chest? Anything grinding your gears right now in the gaming space?
Be careful of what you say. Be careful of console wars, because your company of choice or your box of choice will come back and bite you in the bum, because people are out here saying that, you know, games, they talk crap about like PS5 games coming on PlayStation 4. People are saying that, you know, like these games look so weird on the PlayStation 5, but yet we've still yet to see, oh yeah, the whole thing about 30 FPS, some games without ray tracing on early builds of games, all of this stuff, and yet we've yet to see a single 2020 or after like launch exclusive on the Series X. We haven't seen any of them yet, not one. And not to mention, the only one that was a new game was running on a PC, and it didn't have no ray tracing, and Craig looked like something from the PlayStation 2 era. So be careful what you say, because things have always, the one thing I've learned about gaming, don't hype something up, because it will come back and bite you in the ass real quick.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing. If you lean too hard into one company and everyone knows it, your company does something messed up. I'll bet anything on it. Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, they all got something going on. Don't get me wrong. They all do things right, but they also get a lot of things wrong. So, if you lean too heavy into one of that, your company messes up. People will nonstop clown you for being as supportive and vocal as you were. So yeah, Cloud's definitely right about that. I was gonna say something else, but I can't remember that. Oh, you know what? No. I'll hold that for the DC's Nerd Talk. I'll hold on to this next topic for DC's Nerd Talk. But
Yep. Oh, and don't forget.
Savage, before we go, he says, "I'd love to play 3D All Stars at 1080p in handheld mode on Switch Pro." Why? Aside from Galaxy, those games, okay, maybe Sunshine got a boost, but yeah, Super Mario 64 is still gonna look like trash in 1080p. Like,
Yeah, unless they've restructured the textures.
they definitely should have put the DS version on there instead of the original 6. Whatever.
Yeah.
Super Savage, screw it. If it gets a 1080p boost and it makes you happy, I hope they do it too.
Yep. Well,
It
guys.
makes no difference to me. But if it makes you feel better, if it looks better for you, I'm all for it.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to close this quick. I gotta go do something in the garage, and then I'm gonna start my live stream. All right, y'all.
All right, guys. So tune in here. I don't know how long this is gonna be. You know what? We'll take like a 15-20 minute break. Come back on his channel, DC's Nerd Talk, and we will have some more in-depth discussions about specifically the console war, theory crafting, what could happen next gen, how it would play out, and then just some other things in general. So not as Nintendo focused as this is. We'll touch on the other companies a bit more.
Yep. All right, people. We are out.
All right. Thanks for watching.